Nobody wants to go back to Hershey. Trust me, everything smells like a Hershey bar. Evan Pivnick has been behind the microphone for every game on radio and TV. He knows the team as well as anybody, and I spoke with him.
For the Firebirds, Winterton, backhander, score!
Come on, how cool is this for you? 2 years in a row, you get to call the Calder Cup final. To call any game is great. To call any championship, and now the ultimate championship. This has got to be a dream come true for you.
It really is. You know, when you were a kid and you want to get into broadcasting, you're not really thinking about calling game 45 of a season. You want to call the big ones. And, you know, fortunately enough, this is my second straight season being able to call big-time games. And that's a testament to the way this team is operated, from management all the way down to the players, that, you know, gives this broadcaster an opportunity to call some big games. So it's really cool.
Yeah, you know, I've called a few games in my life. I don't think people that listen or watch you really know what it takes, how much preparation it takes. What do you go through on a game-by-game basis?
Well, playoffs, I think, are a little bit more on the easier side of preparation, just because you're seeing the same team over and over again. And the only thing really changing is, well, some players are in, some players are out. The games changes a little bit. The series lead changes a little bit. But yeah, there's a lot of work that goes into it. A lot of memorization, a lot of researching random facts, and most of them I don't even get to even talk about during the game. So just being prepared, and hopefully things go the right way. But about hockey, what I love so much is the story writes itself throughout the game. And, you know, if you sit back and watch, the game will just pen something really nice for you.
Yeah, most people say, and I would agree, it would be easier to call hockey than it would to call baseball, because hockey is constant motion. Baseball, you're sitting there killing time.
Correct. I think baseball is the hardest sport to call, in my opinion, especially, I'll say, the radio for baseball. You know, I've listened to baseball on the radio since I was a really young kid. I grew up a Mets fan, so I listened to Howie Rose call Mets games, and, I mean, you're on for 3.5, 4 hours. I know it's now a little bit quicker now with the new rules and whatnot, but you know, there's 2.5 minutes of maybe action that actually goes on, and I love baseball, and I love listening to guys call baseball, and it's fantastic. But there's a lot of stories you have to tell in a baseball game, and there's a lot of baseball games in a season.
All right, so now be honest. You ever walk out of here, or if you're on the road calling the game, you walk out, you say to yourself, I love that call. That was a good one. Do you ever think, after you're done, that you nailed it in a certain way?
Every now and again, I think more of myself, like, well, I shouldn't have said, like, I didn't have to add that word, or it wasn't perfect, but I'm still waiting for the perfect call. I think any broadcaster would say, you know, we're still waiting for the perfect broadcast. But there's times where, like, I really like the work that I'm doing. But, you know, I'm still semi-new to the business, almost 10 years in, but still trying to get better every single broadcast. But, hey, maybe we'll get to the point where it's perfect every single time.
All right. So the experience of being with this team all the time, because you are as integrated as anyone, what is that like?
It's great just to be a part of a team. I think that's one of the best things in broadcasting, because I know a lot of guys who do all the national games, and they just call the big games. There's not really an allegiance to it, and they're just hoping for a good game. And, you know, fortunately for me, I do have an allegiance to the Firebirds, but at the same time, I have to be realistic and not be as big of a homer. I'll get excited when the Firebirds score, but if the other team does something that I like, I'll give them some kudos. But it's great to be a part of a team and ride the wave and be a part of the whole journey, the whole roller coaster of a season.
This is going to be quite the night here.